Hey, Hazebig here, and I'm here at Willow Springs International Raceway, more specifically the Horse Thief Mile. Alright, that's it right there in the background. Alright, this is where my pit is. It's April 7th, 2023. This is my intro vlog, and here we are. Alright, and yeah, we're gonna go do some, well, today is gonna be a track day, and tomorrow is gonna be a race day, so I'm excited. This is the first time I'm going to take the Light Bee out on a track, and what better way to do it than on the Horse Thief Mile. So we have run this bike over here on Streets of Willow. Streets of Willow is it's flatter and it's more high speed. This is kind of more technical and lots of elevation changes, as you can see. So this is going to put the Light Bee to the test here. All right. The question is, can the Light Bee handle 8 laps? All right, because I'm gonna have to run 8 laps during the race. So we're gonna try, and I don't know if it's gonna do so good. We'll see. Depending on how well a Light Bee does. What I'm worried about is the battery. I'm worried about the batteries overheating. Yeah, man. So the good thing is it's nice and cool today. I think it's gonna be in the 70s. It's perfect weather out here. If you guys don't know, Streets of Willow or Willow Springs is out here in Rosamond, in the kind of near the Mojave Desert, and it gets hot here, man. We were here racing when it was hot, and the Light Bee did not like it. All right, but we'll see how Light Bee goes up these hills, because when I've done my mountain pass riding, the battery gets hot. It gets real hot, man, and we're going to be going wide open throttle a whole lot. So I don't know if it's going to like this or not. So there's a helicopter up there. It's a Chinook. Cool. Never seen a Chinook with that kind of colors. It's not a military helicopter, that's for sure. Alright, anyway, yeah, so I've got the KLX170 here also. We're going to be running, I might be racing in what's called the Fury X race. It's like an 18-lap race, all right? It's pretty much like a mini endurance race is what it is, all right, for mini bikes. And in my opinion, it's a good way to get some lap time, because it's a cheap race, like 75 bucks. So I was like, okay. It's a good way to get some track time, and well, you're actually racing, all right? But I'm pretty sure this will not last 18 laps, okay? The qualifying is like 8 laps itself, so we'll see how this bike does in a long race, is what I want to say. And we will be racing Supermoto, all right? We're going to be doing the dirt with this, so we're going to be racing. There's 2 organizations running today. 2-wheel track days and AMA Supermoto, and I will be racing AMA Supermoto. I might be racing the 2-wheel track days, the Fury race, all right? But depends. That's a lot of laps, you know. I'll be probably pretty tired today, man. But we're gonna do 4 lap sessions, so enjoy, guys. Check out what Horse Thief Mile looks like. This is my first time riding here at Horse Thief Mile, and it looks pretty insane, man. So if you've watched some really old option videos, or like there's a lot of YouTube videos of drifters and stuff at drifting Horse Thief Mile. What Horse Thief Mile kind of simulates is a mountain pass, all right? You're riding on a mountain. So if you ever want to experience what it's like to race on a mountain pass, well, this is it right here, guys. Look at how steep the elevation changes are. Generally, in Supermoto, we're racing on like flat tracks, all right? Like kart tracks and stuff, but this is a special treat here, guys. And this is the second time, yeah, this is the second time I've done a track day on like a big track, all right? So, a bigger track than a kart track anyway, so. All right, so anyway, yeah, we've got the new KO Moto controller and motor. I've been having problems with it. I had some problems during the drag racing, so hopefully we don't have any of those problems today. I'm worried about the battery. I know the controller, I'm pretty sure the controller and the motor can handle it. We'll see. I turned the power down. I turned the power down to 200 amps and 600 phase amps. So we'll see if that'll give us some endurance, because this thing, it just gets hot real fast. It demands a lot from the battery. And so what I'm worried about is the battery quitting on me, because that's what it did when we went drag racing, and that was only quarter-mile passes, guys. So yeah. So all right, well, I'm trying to keep these guys cool in here, so keep them out of the sun. All right, well, there it is. All right, hey, Hayes Mega here, and this is the after-action review for the track day. All right, this is for the track day at Horse Thief Mile at for the AMA Supermoto and a two-wheel track day. Okay, so so yeah, it was hosted by AMA Supermoto or Dirt Racing, DRT Racing, and two-wheel track day. This is what's supposed to happen, what really happened, and what we could do to improve anyway. So this is going to be kind of a short one because there's still going to be some racing tomorrow. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I got some good track time. I must have put like around 40 laps in today, and it's kind of a long track, man. It's this Horse Thief Mile, so it's like a mile long, right? I did get some track times, but I kind of couldn't figure out, you know, how I was doing or whatever. I must be doing okay. I just want to say, but anyway, yeah, man, I'm still getting my butt whooped by like the 150R. So I wound up riding with the mini group today. All right, so my plan was to actually ride with the Supermoto guys doing the dirt section. However, they wouldn't let the minis ride in the dirt. All right, and so I got a chance to ride in the dirt. All right, so I will tell you now. All right, I did get a chance to ride in the dirt. I did about 4 laps through the dirt section, and yeah, it's true, man. It's very difficult on a mini, is what I want to say. So the last couple turns till you get to the finish line on Horse Thief Mile is the entrance to the dirt section. All right, it's just a hard right. All right, it's just there's 2 berms that go right into the dirt. All right, traction is pretty good, is what I'm gonna say, but yeah, you're coming in there really fast because that last couple turns you can just wide open throttle that sucker, man. And yeah, you're coming to that turn so hot that, like, if you don't hit the berm, you know, if you go over the berm, you're gonna be in trouble. if you go into like the flat section, yeah, you better make sure your bike is leaned over before you get in the dirt, all right, or else the bike will just come out from under you, right? And yeah, so it was pretty difficult. I kept on taking the inside berm going inside, and I'll show you a couple clips. All right? But anyway, yeah, so yeah, when you take the inside berm, it kind of gives you a bad line, and there's like a bunch of loose dirt and stuff, and you're like, oh man, and then you have to really goose it to get up this. It's a really steep kind of like tabletop. It just goes straight up, and then it's straight up into a double. All right. And so I kept on taking the inside one, and I was like, man, this line is like messed up. You know, you can't go very fast. And then you're winding to have to try to crawl up this in a mini bike, right? In a mini bike with slick tires too, okay? So I wouldn't be so worried about it if I had knobby tires, right? But yeah, trying to go up a hill with slick tires, you know, that's a bad combination, is what I would say. So I got to try twice. I got to do the outside berm twice, and then I confirmed, yes, the outside berm is much faster. It just, you know, if you follow the berm, you ride the berm, which is not hard because you're going really fast. You just ride into the berm, you know, don't ride over the berm. Yeah, it gives you a good line, and you can just really goose it. I almost doubled it, all right? I almost doubled it. I was like, oh, getting some speed, here we go. And I was just short of the second jump, man. I literally almost landed right on the second jump, so.
yeah, didn't quite make it. Don't have the power to double it, guys. There was a lot of riders doubling it, is what I want to say. Some of those riders are really, really good. The rest of the dirt section was fun. It's a left-hander and then a jump that goes down, and another jump. Yeah, another jump that goes down, which is kind of annoying because there's a lot of soft dirt on the bottom, and you're going pretty fast because you go down really fast, you know, and then you have to somehow make a quick left turn and go back out into the asphalt. All right, so basically you just go out and do this dirt section and you go back out pretty much where you came in, so it effectively makes the track a little bit longer. Okay, so yeah, that was the dirt section. I can understand why they don't want the minis to do it because it's freaking steep, right? I had trouble going up it, you know. Imagine if you had to go in there with like a bunch of other little mini bikes, and some people don't make it, you know. You have to go around them, yeah, and then if you get stuck down there, yeah, it'll be all bad. So I don't think it's a good idea to race mini bikes on with that dirt section, is what I'm gonna say. So I wound up riding with the mini bikes, all right? And so guess what? The mini bike only has like 3 people, all right? It's just me and the KLX, or the Light B, and then this woman riding a 150R, she was pretty fast. Her leathers were like all colorful and everything. They were like custom leathers. So you know when you see someone with nice leathers, yeah, they're probably pretty fast. Especially the kid, all right? So there was another kid on a gas. That was Anthony Lupo, and he's really fast. I've raced him a couple times already, and yeah, he's really fast on that thing, man. And I couldn't keep up with him in the Light B or the KLX. I thought, you know, damn, man, the Light B would be so much faster, but it's not, man. It's not fast enough. Okay, so so yeah, this is our first track day. Our first track day in the Light B, all right? First Suron, on the Suron Light B, right? Yeah, right there. I'm wearing the Suron jersey right now, guys. This is the first track session, and so we went out on a Light B. Usually I'll take the Light B out first, and we'll get on the KLX. And I'll talk about a couple things with this new setup, man. That's what I want to say. But yeah, we were out there and we ripped it, dude. The bike was great. It ran great. My goal was to complete 8 laps, all right? So in Supermoto USA, we do 6 laps for the heat and 8 laps for the main. So I knew if I could do 8 laps, we could complete a race, all right? So that was the test today, to see if I could do 8 laps. Well, guess what? I only did 7 laps. Okay, we didn't quite make it to 8 because the battery overheated. All right, pretty bad. This if you don't know about Horse Thief Mile, it has some major elevation changes. The first turn going up the hill is very steep, and you're just going wide open throttle. It puts a lot of stress on the bike's components, all right? Gas or electric, as I would say. And yeah, man, it's it was tough on the Light Bs, is what I want to say. On the battery, is what I want to say. Okay, yeah, on the 7th lap, it cut out, all right? It cut out at the top of the hill, and I was able to kind of roll down the rest of the hill. And I went into the dirt section, and I rode down the dirt section, and then I had to cross into the pit area without getting run over by everybody else. But there was only 3 of us, so there's only, you know, there's only so many bikes on the track, type of thing. Yeah, I was hoping there would be more bikes so I could play with somebody, you know? I can't play with those 2, man. They're really fast, man. What? Yeah, that lady was from the SoCal Supermoto Club or something, man. Yeah, they were some pretty awesome racers. But yeah, this is a national level event, guys. This is, I'll tell you that now. People from all over the nation, all right, you know, America, come to race these races, okay? Especially the pros, all right? I don't know how many pros are racing in the mini bikes, but yeah, that's what I want to say. But anyway, yeah, we only did 7 laps. I was really disappointed. And then, so we took the KLX out, and the KLX was okay. It tops out, man. It tops out fast, man. I'd say it tops out around like 55 miles an hour, 55, 60, and then it just kind of, we were hitting the rev limiter. It's not wanting to accelerate anymore. Yeah, we're top. So I'll tell you what we did, what I did after the track day. So yeah, I was able to finish all the laps. I think must have done like 12. I think it's around 12 laps to do the whole session. At least for me, at my pace. All right, I got lapped a couple times by those other guys too. I was like, how embarrassing! I got beaten by a woman and a child, right? And I'm not joking, guys. I'm not joking. They were fast, man. There was a fast woman and a fast child. There's no joke, man. But anyway, yeah. So and then another thing is like I can't race. Yeah, I can't race in the dirt. There's no dirt race for this the mini bike. So what I'm thinking about doing tomorrow is racing the Fury race. It's like a miniature endurance race. It's like 8 laps of qualifying and 16 laps of 16 laps. Okay, that's a lot of laps, man. That's like, well, it's actually not that much if you think about it. It's pretty much the same as a track session. All right. Yeah, it's almost the same as a track session. So, but man, I'll tell you this: after I was done riding the KLX, I rode the whole session in the KLX, like 12, 13 laps or something. I was spent, man. I was tired, dude. It takes much more effort to ride the KLX on this track than the Light B. And the Light B handles so good on this track. I could not believe it. I was like, man, the Light B is just so much easier to turn. The tires are worn out on the KLX. I'm not gonna lie, I should have replaced them before this, but I saw it still got a little bit of meat on it. I think we can do this track day. The turns aren't really super tight, you know. I don't really need a whole lot of grip. And yeah, but the Light B, man, it handled so good. So I'm gonna say I'm really impressed with the Light B on this track. It actually really did good. I think the fast woman and the fast child, I think they are having some trouble trying to pass me on the Light B, is what I want to say. All right, but I could feel it. Like by the time I got to the 7th lap, the bike was already slowing down. After about 6 laps, the bike starts to slow down already. The state of charge is probably going down, and then yeah, it's overheating. So okay, so and then the next thing we did was yeah, and then in between I went and did the dirt section. I already talked about that, so I'm not going to talk about it again. And then yeah, I rode the Light B again, and so my goal was to do 12 laps on the Light B. And how did Hades Omega do this? We pit in, all right. I changed the batteries, all right. It's about an hour between sessions, all right. So you get a good amount of time to cool the battery down, all right. So that's what he did. I topped up the battery because it was 2 sessions because the KLX just went, and then it's our turn again. So I went off in the fresh battery, all right, the smaller battery. And so one thing I noticed between well, anyway, yeah. So I think I lowered the power down. I can't remember. I think I did lower the power down. I think I lowered the power down to 180. I was at 200 amps and 600 phase current. Yep, that's what I was running. All right, and yeah, it did okay. It could be a lot faster, but I know the battery's just gonna overheat like right away. So really, these batteries they're not good for racing, guys. Electric bikes aren't good for racing. The batteries overheat too fast, you know. Not good. Anyway, yeah, so I got 6 laps on the 30 amp hour battery. Then I put the one that overheated, the 32 amp hour battery, back in the bike. We swapped it. So after 6 laps, I exited and I went back to my pit area, and then I swapped the battery pack. All right, you'll see it in the video. All right, battery swap. We're doing a battery swap. All right, you guys gonna witness a battery swap. Unfortunately, the battery's way over there, but I wonder how hot this battery got. I think it's fine. We did 7 laps last time, but it doesn't feel very fast, you know. Okay, here we go. Let that one cool down. Swap batteries. Hopefully we can go for another 6 laps. Okay, back on. Get that, and And then, yeah, and then we went back out and I did another 6 laps and we completed 12 laps on the light beast. Not bad, right? I was pretty impressed. Like, hey, the battery swapped, it worked, okay? So that leads me to another thing. The Moto controller and motor are freaking badass, all right? They did not overheat at all right? The motor got pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie. The motor got really, really hot. It was about like 80 or 90% hot, all right? So I'm gonna say there's just a little bit more and it'll be like, you know, it's probably gonna start throttling back. But yeah, on this track that, like, with a lot of speed and flow and air and stuff, yeah, the controller, 25% heat, man. This controller is freaking badass. You know, the days of ASI controller overheating and everything like that, no, this doesn't do that, man. This controller is freaking badass. I have not gotten this controller to overheat at all. Okay, I've gotten the motor to overheat. I've gotten pretty hot before, all right, and that's doing a lot of hill climbs and stuff. But both of them did fantastic. All right, truly the weak link on my bike now is the battery. Okay, these batteries, they're getting old, and yeah, I mean, just they get hot. When they overheat, that's it. The BMS says, screw you, I don't want to play anymore, and that's it. So yeah, I hate to say it, man. We need a better battery. So we need a battery. We probably need a battery with more capacity in it. So like when you twist the throttle, it's not your voltage tag isn't a lot, you know. It doesn't stress the battery out as much. So we need like a bigger battery basically. That, or we need a higher voltage battery. All right, that's a good question. What if we did have a higher voltage battery? I don't think that would help a whole lot, but I think if we had a higher voltage battery, we could increase our top speed with that. I don't remember what top speeds we were hitting in the Light B. I seem to remember, because one lap I rode with the phone on my bike, so I can get the tracks for the GPS tracks for the track, and then so I kept the Moto app open, and I was like, I remember I looked down. I'm telling you, man, I don't have enough time to pay attention to how fast I'm going. All right? That's why they tell you to tape your speedometer when you're on the racetrack, because like you shouldn't be paying attention to that. Okay, but I did kind of glance at it, and I saw 57 miles an hour. I think we were doing close to like 60 miles an hour. There's this crazy downhill, all right? There's a crazy uphill, and there's a crazy downhill, all right? It is steep. It goes up, 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 up. It curves, turns around, and then you go down, 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 down a whole lot, all right? And yeah, I wonder what speeds we were hitting there. I'd like to look at the GPS tracks to see what kind of speeds we were hitting on the track, is what I'm gonna say. I didn't bring my GPS with me, so I don't know. I didn't bring my Garmin GPS, damn it. I had to use my phone. So maybe I can go take a look at the tracks with like ride with GPS or something, and then see if, you know, I can figure that out, type of thing. But yeah, you're getting a lot of speed going downhill, and you need to slow down really fast, because if you don't, you go too fast into the turn, you just go right off of there. And that's what I did on the first track session. All right, my first lap, I went off already. I was like, oh, you better slow down on this turn. Fortunately, nothing bad happened. I just kind of went off the track. And then I went off the track. I waited for it to scrub some speed, and then I turned the bike, and then I went back on the track. Okay, yeah, that's what happened on my first lap, guys. My first lap. It's funny. Check it out.
I went off the track already.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much the AAR for today. I did go back out on the KLX one more time. You know, it was a lot of fun. The only problem is I don't know, the KLX was kind of like popping and stuttering. Like it feels like it kind of missed the beat a couple times. So I put more gas in. I think that might have been it. I must have had like half a tank of gas, and we're going around those turns really fast, and it's pushing the fuel up, and it's not getting into the carb, and it's, you know, it's hiccuping. That's not good for the engine. It's probably detonating or something. So I made sure and filled the gas tank almost all the way to the top. So, yeah, so that's one thing I did notice about the KLX, and it takes significantly more effort to ride than the. Another thing about horse thief mile is there's these freaking cracks, big cracks, or I don't know what it is. It's like it's like a square crack. It goes down and it's shaped like a square, you know. The light beat didn't like that, man. I hit the rear wheel. I could feel the rear wheel. It would get all squirrely and stuff. It's because the light beat's wheels are just so freaking skinny, man. It doesn't help. The KLX was a little bit better through that, but yeah, I could feel it. Like it would just like wiggle, and you know, I was like, it's a good thing we didn't go off. You know, we didn't slide or anything like very bad. So. But yeah, whenever I got to those cracks, I straightened up a little bit. I was like, I slowed down, I straightened up a little. I was like, no, I don't want to hit that very hard. And then that's when you go into that fast section where you can just open the throttle a lot until you get up to the hill. Yeah, man, this track is a lot of fun. All I have to say is, yeah, man, you ride Horse Thief Mile, man. In my opinion, what Horse Thief Mile feels like is a smaller Streets of Willow, all right? So Streets of Willow is the other track, the track that's behind us. All right, so yeah, where I'm sitting right now, the Horse Thief Mile is in front of me. Behind me is the Streets of Willow, all right? And Streets of Willow is kind of it's a bigger track. It's less technical. It still has some hills, but not as steep climbs and stuff. The Horse Thief Mile is like riding, is equivalent to like a mountain pass riding, okay? If you like to ride twisties, you know, those, you know, twisty mountain roads, that's what it's designed to mimic. Okay, it goes up, then it goes down, and it has very sharp hairpin turns, and some of them are off camber too. The one that, yeah, that's the one when you're going down really fast, that's an off camber turn, so the bike doesn't want to turn. All right, I noticed that the Light Bee wanted to turn a lot more than the KLX, but yeah, you just have to force the bike to lean, but I can't do it. It's tough, and when it's an off camber turn, it's tough. You're fighting the bike, you know, type of thing. And I could see that on the KLX. I know on the KLX, I'm leaning the bike all the way over. It's completely like we're getting to the edge of the tire because all the rubber is like gone. It looks clean. It's all rubbed clean. Another thing about the surface on this track is it's very coarse, all right? So it chews your tires out really fast, but it also gives you pretty good grip too. So grip is pretty good on this track, is what I'm gonna say. But yeah, there's a lot of cracks and stuff too, so kind of scary sometimes. That's what I want to say. All right, well, I had a lot of fun. I think that was a great day of riding. Thanks to Wheel Track Day and AMA Supermoto and Dirt Racing, DRT Racing. I really wanted to ride Horse Thief Mile. There was an event last week or like 2 weeks ago, a track day event, and I was planning to go and do it, and then they were too full. They wouldn't take anybody else, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. So what I did is I went to this event. So I was like, oh, they're gonna have one there. Well, I want to ride Horse Thief Mile, so yeah, so I can ride Horse Thief Mile off the, you know, check the box. I did it, so I'm pretty happy. I've got another racetrack under my belt, all right, and I like this track a whole lot. I hate to say it, I wish I had a bigger bike, man. If I had a bigger bike, I think this track would be more fun. The mini bike is fun, but yeah, you need a faster bike on this track, man. Yeah, you need like more gearing, you need wider gearing. So yeah, that leads me to tell another thing, is that I was working on the bikes. I tightened the chains on the Light Bee. They were like loose, and it sounds awful. I think I'm gonna change that jack shaft out to another jack shaft. It sounds awful. It's so loud and yucky sounding, man. I think it's because of that bad bearing on the jack shaft. So I'll probably go ahead and put that 3-bearing jack shaft on when I get home. But anyway, it's fine. It runs fine. It just sounds awful, man. And then it sounds kind of scary looking, actually. The KLX for tomorrow's race, I changed the sprocket. I have 2 sprockets for the. Okay, I got 2 sprockets for the KLX. what was it? I have a 13 tooth and I have a 14 tooth sprocket, and I usually run the 13 tooth because we're usually racing at kart tracks, and I need all the torque I can get to pull out of the turns, and I use it for dirt biking and stuff too. So, but I also had a 14, and I never used the 14 before. I used the 14 briefly when I put the Supermoto wheels on the KLX, but I've never used it after that. And then there's a, when you go up the hill and you go down the hill, you're hitting the rev limits, and if I can go a little bit faster, we might be able to get our lap times down. All right, but the problem is we're going to lose torque. But there's a lot of turns that I just said, like, yeah, you know what, it would be better if I just kept it in a lower gear, and then just slow down in this gear. Like, I think if I made the gearing wider, it would be better. Like, I can carry more speed in the turn, and I don't have to downshift. So that's another thing I like about the Lightbee. I don't have to worry about what gear I'm in. All right, the KLX, I always have to find the right gear. So on the Lightbee, you're always in the right gear. Okay, so because there's only one, and it's so much, it's so much less of a burden on you as a rider to figure out what gear you got to be in, right? That's what I'm gonna say. The Lightbee is just so much easier to ride, man. I really enjoyed riding the Lightbee, but the battery just couldn't handle it, man. I tried my best to manage the heat, but it seems like it'll do 6 laps. It'll do 6 laps. Oh yeah. So okay, here's another thing I noticed. I took when we did the battery swap. All right, when we did the battery swap, I noticed that the bigger battery pack, the one that overheated, is actually faster. There's more power when I plug it in. When I went on the track, I was like, whoa, man, the bike just got faster. What happened? All I did was change the battery pack. So that leads me to believe there must be some kind of setting on that battery pack that lets it discharge more, because the other one doesn't. The other one, it felt kind of slow. Like I was on the throttle a lot more because it just wouldn't go, but I could noticeably feel the bigger battery pack, the 21700 pack, it put out more power. I don't know what it is, but that's probably why it's overheated also. So you're sucking more power from it. But I've been having problems with that big battery pack, so I don't know. Okay, anyway, so that was my AAR for today. Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. I got to do the dirt section a couple times. I got to ride the Lightbee and the KLX, and unfortunately we can't race the Lightbee because a lot of the races here are 10 laps, and I'm pretty sure the Lightbee isn't going to last 10 laps. Now, we did do 12 laps. However, that's with the battery swap. If I have to come in and swap batteries, we've already lost the race, because I don't think anybody's going to swap that needs to get gas for like a 12-lap race, man, or like an 18-lap race. You can just ride that straight, especially with the mini bike. Mini bikes are so fuel efficient, so to say. Okay, so yeah, I hate to say it, electric bike, no bueno for this race, guys. So yeah, but I am pretty impressed with the KO Moto motor and controller, and also it never the bike never cut out on me. The bike never cut out on me, and except for when it overheated. Okay, but yeah, the problems I've been having with the throttles when I went drag racing, I didn't have any of that today. All right, but I didn't do any hard launches either. So but anyway, we're not gonna get to test that anyways, because we're not gonna race it. All right, I'm not gonna race in a race that I know like we can't complete. So okay. But yeah, I will take the Lightbee out for a practice, so check that out tomorrow. We'll take the Lightbee out for a practice, and then we're going to take the KLX out for a practice, and then we're going to go do racing after that. So I think the practices are going to be pretty short tomorrow, though. I am very satisfied with the amount of track time I had today. Oh yeah, I got to know Horse Thief Mile pretty well today, and I like it. It's a fun track. You guys should, if you get a chance to ride or drive Horse Thief Mile, do it, man. It's freaking awesome. The only thing that's kind of scary is that there's drop-offs. If you go off the track, it's like you go off a curb. All right, there's no apexes. There you go. There's no little bumpers. There's none of that here. There's no bumpers on this track, man. It's literally a curve that just goes straight down. All right, it's like yeah. So if you go off the track, it's all bad. So you want to make sure you don't get too close to the edge, okay? And just don't go off the track, basically. Okay. Anyway, so that's the end of the AAR for the track day. I had a whole lot of fun. Check out the videos. I know they're kind of long, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I feel that it was worthwhile to come down here. It's pretty far from where I live. It's about 4 or 5 hour drive from where I live. So, but I made it, and I'm happy that I came. And the weather was great. The weather was like in the 70s the whole day, 60s and 70s the whole day. You couldn't ask for better weather out here, man, because this is the desert, man. It gets hot here, man, and you don't want to be here when it's hot. So today was perfect. I really enjoyed today. All right, thanks for watching. Here's Miguel. Check out my the race for tomorrow. All right, I'm probably just gonna race the KLX. I would like to race the Light B, but I think we'll save that for another day. We'll save that for another track. We might go to do Reading. Yeah, we'll go race at Reading or something. We'll try if the battery doesn't overheat. But I have to say that the motor and the controller, holy crap, they impressed me quite a bit today. Okay, I might even make a separate video about that. All right, thanks for watching. Here's Miguel. Check out the race videos.